The growing gap between rich and poor Americans is one of the biggest challenges facing the country. Get this, the richest 1% controls more wealth now than at any time in more than a half century. So you've got your wealthiest 20% all the way down to your poorest 20%. And that is the American pie.
The pie itself represents about $98 trillion of household wealth in America. We asked people to dole it out as accurately as possible.
So can I show you what reality looks like?
Not like this, obviously.
Unfortunately not.
No one was even close.
So the wealthiest 1% of everybody, these people alone have not one, not two, not three, but 4 slices of pie. What do you think?
I want to know who these people are.
Is that what you expected?
Not at all. Disturbing.
Bernie Sanders had promised to redistribute the pie with a special tax on fortunes $50 million and up.
The wealthiest people in this country will start paying their fair share of taxes.
And polls show most Americans support the idea.
You know, when we talk about a corrupt political system bought by billionaires like Mr. Bloomberg, it manifests itself in a tax code in which not only is Amazon and many other major corporations, some owned by the wealthiest people in this country, not paying a nickel in taxes, we have the insane situation that billionaires today, if you can believe it, have an effective tax rate lower than the middle class. So maybe just
the tax code. Why are you complaining? What? You wrote the code.
You did. You and your campaign. You and your campaign. Not me.
Okay.
You and your campaign contributions, electing people who represent the wealthy and the powerful.
Yes.
Those are the folks.
Democrats. Thank you.
Well, and Republicans too.
Okay.
And George W. Bush as well.
Frankly, I'd rather run against Bloomberg than Bernie Sanders, because Sanders has real followers, whether you like them or not, whether you agree with them or not. I happen to think it's terrible what he says, but he has followers. Bloomberg's just buying his way in.
They removed it so that he could be in the next debate. He doesn't have to show he has any support amongst the American people. He can just buy his way onto the debate stage. And I gotta tell you what's so disgusting about this. I watched the debate in Iowa here 2 weeks ago, and the fact that the DNC will not allow Cory Booker on that stage, will not allow Julian Castro on that stage, but they're going to allow Mike Bloomberg on the stage because he's got $1 billion fucking dollars. I'm sorry. Those days are over. Those days are over.
The precinct secretary out there, what can you tell us about this delay in getting any results, Sean?
Well, Wolf, I have been on hold for over an hour with the Iowa Democratic Party. They tried to, I think, promote an app to report the results. The app, by all accounts, just doesn't work. So we've been recommended to call into the hotline, and the hotline has not been responsive.
Have you gotten any explanation, Sean? Sean, have you gotten any explanation at all as to what's going on?
No, I have not. No. I'm just waiting on hold and doing my best to report the results from my precinct.
What are you hearing? I know you're listening to a conversation from the Iowa Democratic Party.
So this is a real coincidence, Wolf. I just got off hold just now, so I've got to get off the phone to report the results.
All right, go ahead. Report your results. Can we listen in as you report them, Sean?
Yep.
All right, let's listen.
All right. Okay. Hi. Hello? They hung up on me. They hung up on me. Okay. I've got to get back in line on hold.
Oh.
They just hung up.
It's so frustrating indeed.
Their electoral processes, or to have a meltdown about electoral interference, and yet we're letting the Iowa caucus go without a mention. Now, Bernie Sanders is on top in the polls, even though we all know the Democrat establishment hates him. Then we find out that the Democrats used an app for the Iowa vote count built by a company that had taken $42,000 from another candidate, Pete Buttigieg. The app broke. The Democrats suppressed the result. Mr. Buttigieg himself comes out, announces himself the winner, and happy days. Now, if this was a reality TV show, we'd be laughing. If it was Iran, Syria or Russia, we'd be suspending the debate here. We'd be apoplectic in our condemnation. But because it's the United States, that great country that spends so much time bringing democracy to the rest of the world, we say nothing. Well, it's a bad day and a blight on any semblance of democracy that this type of carry-on will go on, and I didn't want this to pass without comment.
Let's level, Pete. Under your plan, which is a maintenance continuation of the status quo, can I finish? The average American today is paying $12,000 a year. That's what that family is paying. 20% of a $60,000 income, $12,000 a year. Highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Just the other day, a major study came out from Yale epidemiologists in Lancet, one of the leading medical publications in the world. What they said, my friends, is Medicare for All will save $450 billion a year. Because we are eliminating the absurdity of thousands of separate plans that require hundreds of billions of dollars of administration. And by the way, ending the $100 billion a year in profiteering from the drug companies and the insurance companies.
This is the importance, I think, of Nevada, which has been sort of overlooked throughout this campaign, really, and raises the expectations for that for Joe Biden. And Bernie Sanders will be quite competitive there.
All right, I think we may have lost Matt's audio there. Matt Visor in New Hampshire for us. Thank you, Matt, for all of that. And coming up,
they're going to talk about the Democratic Convention, and every single candidate on stage, with the exception of Bernie Sanders, comes out against democracy.
And I want to ask all of you this simple question. There's a very good chance none of you are going to have enough delegates to the Democratic National Convention to clinch this nomination. Okay? If that happens, I want all of your opinions on this. Should the person with the most delegates at the end of this primary season be the nominee, even if they are short of a majority? Senator Sanders, I'm going to let you go last here because I know your view on this. So instead, I will start with you, Mayor Bloomberg.
Whatever the rules of the Democratic Party are, they should be followed. And if they have a process, which I believe they do,
I'm trying to do
so
this,
that
yes,
everybody else, everybody can.
So you want the convention to work its will?
Yes.
Senator Warren.
But a convention working its will means that people have the delegates that are pledged to them, and they keep those delegates until you come to the convention. All of the people.
All righty. Vice President Biden?
Play by the rules.
Yes or no? Leading person with the delegates, should they be the nominee or not?
No, let the process work its way out.
Mayor Buttigieg?
Not necessarily, not to listen.
Senator Klobuchar?
Let the process work.
Senator Sanders?
Well, the process includes 500 superdelegates on the second ballot. So I think that the will of the people should prevail. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
The most votes should become the nominee.
5 no's and a yes.
We are not done yet.
Passion is going to get through, but there's only one candidate there who believes he's going to have the most delegates going into Milwaukee, and we know it was. He was the guy that said that person should be the winner. Everybody else said tonight, I will not have the most delegates. They all made it official. They were not going to give the win to the guy or the person with the most delegates. That was so telling tonight. Today, it was an acknowledgement that Bernie is the winner, not the winner so far in this whole fight. And he may be the winner all the way, and I think they think so.
By the way, I've been told...